It's happening right before our eyes. Biblical truth is being treated as a threat. And Seventh-day Adventists are at the center of it. They don't bow down to the system. They don't compromise the truth. They don't accept the molds of popular religion. And that's exactly why they want to silence them. The message proclaimed by these people is disturbing the powers of this world. But what is it about this message that provokes such a reaction? Do they want to silence the Adventists? The truth is disturbing the system. The target of censorship, the Adventist message. The Adventist message is not neutral. It confronts. It denounces. It unmasks. While many preach comfort, it calls for repentance. While the world surrenders to tradition, it points to obedience to the Word. While most ignore the biblical Sabbath, it exalts it as a sign of faithfulness to God. This message does not align with the interests of the global religious system. It denounces Babylon, warns against false worship, and proclaims imminent judgment. It is not just a doctrine. It is a call to break away. A call to abandon conformity with the world and return to holiness. And that is disturbing. It disturbs leaders. It disturbs institutions. It even disturbs other Christians. Because while many prefer an adapted gospel, Adventists continue to proclaim, "Fear God and give Him glory, for the hour of His judgment has come." That is why the Adventist message has become a target. Because it does not remain silent where the system demands silence. It insists on speaking out, even when it means being persecuted. What about you? Do you believe that the Adventist message really bothers the system? Leave your opinion in the comments, we want to know how you see it all. Real cases of silencing. We are not talking about theory. We are talking about facts. In recent years, various Adventist content has been removed from digital platforms without clear explanation. Videos denouncing the advance of ecumenism. Sermons on the mark of the beast. Bible studies on the Sabbath and God's law. All of this has been classified as offensive, dangerous, or divisive speech. Entire channels have been demonetized. Some have disappeared from the platform without warning. Pages blocked. Evangelists silenced. And it's not just in the virtual world. In several countries, public preaching of the Adventist message has been prevented by local laws. Distribution of literature prohibited. Evangelistic events cancelled. Adventists being pressured in school, business, and political environments, just for keeping their faith. Even within broader religious environments, there is resistance. The simple act of keeping the Sabbath or refusing to participate in ecumenical acts has already cost positions, partnerships, and freedom. These cases are not exaggerated. They reveal a growing trend. Silencing those who do not bow down. Silencing those who insist on telling the truth. The advance of ecumenism and the danger to the faithful. While the world celebrates the union between religions, something dangerous is being built behind the scenes. Religious leaders from the most diverse traditions are signing fraternity pacts, promoting unity based on tolerance, but not on truth. This movement, called ecumenism, has a beautiful message: peace, love, cooperation. But behind it lies the abandonment of biblical doctrines in the name of mutual acceptance. And those who refuse to participate in this, come to be seen as obstacles. Seventh-day Adventists have been one of the few voices opposed to this advance. They do not participate in ecumenical alliances. They do not mix truth with error. They do not compromise on principles. Their firm stance on maintaining the separation of church and state is seen as radical. Their refusal to participate in common worship is called intolerance. But the truth is simple. Faithfulness to God does not allow alliances with error. And it is precisely because they remain faithful that Adventists are treated as a threat. Because in a world that seeks a unified and controlled religion, any group that stands firm on the Bible will be rejected. Prophecy is being fulfilled. What we are seeing today is nothing new to those who know prophecy. Ellen White had already warned that the time would come when the truth would be rejected, and those who remained faithful would be treated as enemies of the order. In the book The Great Controversy, she wrote that Protestants will join hands with Roman power, and that the laws of the land will conflict with the law of God. And now, before our very eyes, all of this is becoming reality. Revelation 13 describes a scenario in which a religious power will exercise authority over the entire world, imposing laws and demanding worship. Those who do not submit will be persecuted. But in that same chapter, the prophecy speaks of a people. A people who keep the commandments of God and have the faith of Jesus. This people does not bow down. It does not accept the mark. It does not betray its faithfulness to the Lord. This people is persecuted, not for doing evil, but for refusing to abandon the truth. What many today call fanaticism or radicalism is, in fact, the exact fulfillment of prophecy. The persecution of the Adventist message is no surprise to heaven. It is a sign that we are getting closer and closer to the prophetic climax. The system needs the silence of the faithful to advance. The truth is uncomfortable. And when it cannot be refuted, attempts are made to silence it. The system that stands today, religious, political, and cultural, does not fear those who follow the majority. It is not concerned with those who live a faith without confrontation. But it is deeply troubled by those who, even in the minority, still proclaim what is right. The message of the faithful exposes error. It confronts sin. It challenges the system. Therefore, the silence of the righteous is necessary for the lie to prosper. They don't just want consensus. They want obedience. And for that, they need to silence those who refuse to give in. But this opposition is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is proof that the message is too powerful to be ignored. If the world tried to silence the indifferent, it would be wasting its time. But they are trying to silence those who have something true to say. And that says a lot about who is really bothering the darkness. The time to take a stand. The time has come when no one can remain neutral anymore. Silence in the face of truth will be seen as complicity with error. And every Christian will have to decide, to please the world, or to be faithful to God. Are you prepared to continue speaking the truth, even when the whole world tells you to be silent? Are you willing to stand firm, even when it means losing your position, respect, or freedom? The message cannot stop. Faithfulness must be visible. Now is the time to deepen your study of the Bible, to live in prayer, to keep the Lord's Sabbath more zealously, and to walk in intimate communion with Christ. Because the days ahead will not be easy. But they will be glorious for those who do not deny their faith. God is raising up a people who will not sell out, surrender, or be silenced. And you, will you be part of it? The truth is disturbing the system. And the effort to silence Seventh-day Adventists is only evidence that this message carries something powerful. Something that the great ones of this world cannot control, nor ignore. But the question now is, what about you? Will you hide, or will you stand firm? Will you let fear silence your voice, or will you raise the banner of truth while there is still time? The message must continue to echo. And you can be part of it. Like this video, share it with others, subscribe to the channel, and comment your opinion below. And if you can, support this work with Super Chat. Let's keep this message alive. Because the truth will never be defeated by silence.